Hello and welcome back to KNF Design. If you're new here, my name is Katie and I try to bring a wide variety of different craft projects to you. If you ever have a craft project you would like me to show you how to make or just want to see me try to make it, let me know down below and I'll try my best to bring that to you. If you like today's craft project, make sure to hit those thumbs up. It really does mean a lot to me and it helps bring my crafting videos to more crafters like you. Don't forget to also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That way you don't miss out on any of our crafting fun. So with that, let's get crafting. So for today, I'm going to show you how to make two different rainbows. I think these are going to be the patterns, a little bit softer, a little bit bolder. So instead of doing your traditional ribbon with the, wrapping it around rope, I'm going to use hair rollers that I got from Dollar Tree. So there's 6 in a pack. We'll do 3 and 3. And then we'll also need a little brush to brush out our ends. Probably good to have some scissors and some hot glue gun. And then the other thing is just extras for your rainbows here. And I'll explain a little bit more and show you some options for that later on in this video. So let's open up our hair rollers and start getting those wrapped. So here's 3 of the rollers. They do have this little metal wire inside. It does help bend them nicely. And for the first one, that's not bad. When you go and do the second one, we're gonna need to cut that. And same with the third one in there. Now you can make it so there's no gap in your rainbow, or you could leave a little gap. So I think I'm going to keep the roller in the top one, so it gives it that nice shape. But since it's creasing these too much here, and I need to cut them, I'm going to take out this wire in them. So I just slid that over. And so then I can just pull it straight out. And then it'll sit nice inside there and we can cut it. I'm sure you could use those for something else. Now, last time I cut my ribbon right away and I was still off, so this time I'm just going to use a pen to kind of mark where to start and stop my ribbon, and we'll cut those at the end. So if you saw my large rainbow that I did, if not I'll link it down below, I actually wrapped these without using glue. So you just put a section of your ribbon down and then you just start wrapping it. We're going to continue that all the way around, and then you can just tie it off at the end. So let's go do that. So we're down at the end here. I'm just going to cut off some extra ribbon, yarn. We will make a loop, and you just feed it around and come back through your loop. And pull nice and tight. 1 should be sufficient. You can go for 2 if you'd like. Don't think I cut mine long enough to do 2, so we'll just keep it at 1 and cut off the extra. And that's all there is to it. I think I'm not liking these little white pig things, so I might just pull those off. And there we go. So now we just need to do these other 2. One reason why I like the rollers over a rope is because they're nice and smooth, so it makes it nice and even. And you can just rotate it to make it wrap really easily and quickly. But if you want to do rope instead, that's fine as well, and they will work just as well. The ends might even look a little bit better with the rope, just so you don't have any of the little pink showing. So, choice is yours. Right, so we have all of our rainbow pieces wrapped. I'm going to wait till the end to cut off these extra pink pieces, so don't worry. They will come off. And so that one's going to kind of look like that. And then this one here will look like that. So we do need to glue them together, which I'll use hot glue for that. But before we do that, if you want to wrap a piece, probably the middle would make the most sense to wrap, then we need to do it now before we glue. To wrap, you can use something like this really pretty glittery ribbon rope. You can wrap it with that. I think that would be too much red for that one. I thought about doing it for this one, but it just seems off with the green. If I had silver, that would be really pretty with that. But I don't, so I won't be able to use that. But then I thought, oh, I do have this really pretty, kind of shiny, silky white rope, so that could be nice with that. I think it would blend too much with my pink, so I think I'm going to do it on my yellow one here. So all we're going to do is make a double knot here at the end. Make sure I leave a little extra here. And then just wrap it around. And then we'll wrap it a few times around the bottom. And then we'll just crisscross. And then we'll tie it off with this extra piece that we have here. Be easier if it wasn't splitting on me, but... Now before we glue them together, there's one last thing I want to do just because I think it makes it easier, and that is attach a loop at the top to hang it from. And I think I'm going to put 2 little beads on that as well. I'm just using this big variety pack I have in different sizes. Kind of like that natural wood look. Dollar Tree does sell some different colors, different browns and things. I've already used up these tan ones that were that medium size, so those would have been pretty as well. But I think we'll just go with these. To make a little hanging mechanism here, what I like to do is make a loop and make sure you give yourself enough of a tail. Wrap it around your finger and go through the circle. That makes it kind of a nice chunky knot there, which makes it harder for the beads once on to come back through. Then we need to feed our beads through, and you need them through both ends. I like to feed it through the circle, and since we just have one knot, the beads can still go through here. Once I bead it, then I will do a second knot there. Then just use, careful if you use the scissors, but just something to help poke the yarn through the hole. You can use a pencil as well. You're just using it to stuff that yarn through until you can see it coming out the other end, and then you'll pull it. And then we can squeeze it through the knot. So now we'll get our second one on. Careful you don't go through the other end, and we'll just make a second knot so they can't come back through. You can do a third if you need, but that seems like it's holding them well. And then I'm just going to wrap my strings around my top rainbow, try to get it nice in the center, and I'm just going to do a double knot. And see how that just kind of blends in with the others. That's why I like doing the same color. And if you want to do like a keychain or something, just make sure you attach that clip wherever your keychain works. And then we'll just cut off the extra. And your other rainbow will help cover that little nub there, so it'll be nice. And we can hang our rainbow. We are now ready to glue our pieces together. And I'm just going to use some boxes to kind of help keep those shapes, because as you've seen, they kind of ploop out. So that way, just kind of hold it as the glue dries. So now that our rainbows are all glued together, you could glue them down the center so it's together like that, if you want, but I kind of like having the gap in it. It's just your preference there. And now it's time to cut off our little foam pieces. And now make the little rope pieces at the bottom, since we don't have any because it's the foam. So to make that, we're just going to take some of this. You can kind of determine how long you want it. I don't think it needs to be too long there. So maybe like that. I'm going to go ahead and measure my next one just so they're about the same, but we'll trim it later. So I think I'm going to brush this out first. Essentially, you just untie it there. That's about all you need. And then you'll take some string, put it on top of the string, and tie a double knot. And just cut off your extras. And that will be one bottom, which actually even that looks a little long. So I'll probably cut that a little bit shorter. And then we'll just do one for each one. You could glue it up there to cover up the little pink, or you could glue it at the bottom there. But I'm just gonna make more of these for both of my rainbows, and then we'll trim them. Okay, and we're back with all those little pieces. I'm going to glue it a little bit on top just because I have some of my pink there showing. So I think I'm just going to glue it on top, but just try to do it in a straight line. We'll see how that goes. And we'll just push it out. Just be careful because it's still a little wet. Don't want to pull out the pieces. And then take your scissors. You could leave it like that if you want, but I'm going to make it a little bit even here. So just take your scissors and cut a straight line. Nice flat. And there's our rainbows. Don't they look great? It would help if I could cut straight. Shh, don't tell my husband because I cut his hair. But not too bad. But there is one thing we're still missing. We want to add a little bit more pizzazz to this one. I think this one has a nice pizzazz in it. I think I'm going to be finished with this one. But this one still needs a little something. This one, you could wrap stuff around it, but I think there's just too much going on. It's not too bad actually, but I'm just gonna leave it how it is, but you could always add a little something, maybe even on the inside to bring out that blue. That's actually not too bad. Something like that. But I'm going to probably add that to that one. Either there or there. I thought about trying to do it twice, but that kind of just looked like it was outlining it. So I think I might try to do maybe a darker color on one section, the lighter on the other, just to give it a little bit more contrast. We could even braid this. This one kind of has a braid in it already. And so I didn't want it to be too thick, so I don't think I'm going to braid that. I'll leave that how it is. But I might try to braid that one. And I'll show you that here in a second. I found this really pretty lace that I could have glued around my pink one there. That would have been really pretty. You could do it over the blue too. Or the green. I also found these little tiny wood circles. You could just place them around. You could place them on like polka dots. You could even stick them on the outside. I know sometimes things sticking out on the edges is a thing you do with rainbows. Speaking of that, if you don't have those, you could do these little felt balls and stick those around the outside. And then there's wooden beads, so you could stick those along the outside too. You could do mini ones. You could even stick the mini ones on the inside. It's actually kind of fun. So there's all kinds of things you can do with these to add a little extra. And then we could also, we already have yarn. We could put some yarn inside just to give it a little accent there, which that's kind of pretty as well. And again, you could also do a braid with this as well. I don't think it would work quite as well with this because it's the same color, but it does make it pop a little bit. It's actually not too bad. So I'll show you how to braid this. Let's see, do we want the braid on the inside or the outside? I think I might do it on the outside. Do a little bit longer because it's going to be braided. That should be pretty good. And to braid, we'll need 3 of these. Have it all braided. So I think that's going to be really pretty. I think I'm going to glue it down first and then trim it. So now I need something for this inside. And originally I was just thinking doing that, but something seemed off. So then I thought, what if I twist it? Because I think a braid's going to be too much. But a twist might be kind of pretty. Maybe it's a little much, but we'll see. Okay, I think that's going to be long enough. Oh, and I also thought, especially if you had like a nautical theme going on, this baker's twine would be really cool and pretty with it. And again, you could braid that to make it stand out a little bit more, or even doing a fun thin ribbon. You could actually, that would have been pretty to wrap with the ribbon as well, instead of or along with the rope. That would have been really pretty with the blue as well. All kinds of options, which is fun. Just gonna tape my ends here so they don't unravel anymore. And then twist. And you can twist it as much or as little as you want. And try not to let go. And now our rainbows are complete. I love this little extra detail that just takes it to that next level. I really am looking forward to seeing what yours look like. So please, please, please share photos on Facebook and things like that, because I am very curious to see how yours turn out. And as you can see, they really make a difference depending on what materials you decide to use. I hope you had a lot of fun with this, and don't forget to check out our large rainbow as well if you want to make a larger one, maybe for a wall decor. Again, you can make smaller ones of these, and the big one you can even do these same techniques with as well. I hope you had a lot of fun with these. I love rainbows and I had a lot of fun, so I hope you did too. And again, I look forward to seeing your rainbows, so please let me see those. I'm excited to see them. Thanks for crafting with me, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.